Steve, among those challenges, we assume are geopolitical struggles, of course, their housing crisis. What should be or what would be front and center here?
Yeah. You know, in all the years I've covered China, I've never heard a Chinese leader ever say that they don't have challenges or complex risks. And when Xi Jinping, though, this time, according to Xinhua, says the complex risks and challenges internationally and domestically are greater than perhaps ever before, I might start believing him, because look what's happening domestically to the Chinese economy, and look what's happening internationally, and the rift that is widened between China and the United States over a number of issues, whether it's COVID or whether it's China's support of Russia amid, of course, the ongoing war in Ukraine. So there are a lot of issues that will likely be discussed on the Xi-Biden call. But in the Politburo meeting, this is a chance to address the domestic measures that could take place. And there are a couple of things we need to look out for. Will there be an acknowledgement, at least publicly, that they're not going to meet that growth target of around 5.5%? Already Li Keqiang, the premier, has indicated flexibility on that growth target if jobs and prices remain stable. But will they kind of say, look, we barely got any growth in the last quarter. The rest of the year, because of COVID-0, it's just not going to happen. I doubt they're going to communicate that, but they're going to be talking about that. And also, if we get any indication on more support for the housing market.
You mentioned the geopolitics. Taiwan certainly is kind of very timely here. What do we know now about Nancy Pelosi? Is she going to Taiwan or not?
Well, probably that decision will be being made perhaps after today's call between Xi and Biden. Not that that's going to be a negotiating point, but again, there is lots of calls from Congress on both sides of the aisle for Pelosi to make that trip to Taiwan, but then there's the Pentagon who's saying now is not the right time on a military front. So because China's already, threatened some sort of retaliation, we don't know if that's militarily or economic or whatever, but still there's a big risk, a game of brinkmanship with Pelosi going to Taiwan at this time. Right now, Taiwan is not on the agenda, according to sources. It's going to be Japan, Singapore, and Indonesia, but you never know. The flight could get diverted and go to Taiwan at any point.